Well, I've already uploaded a video this year the length of a movie, and I'm already working on another massive project, but maybe before I tackle the last Digimon RPG of the PS1, I can take things a little out of order again and tackle something I can also use to blow off a little steam. When I reviewed the first Digimon Rumble Arena, I said it was fine. I liked it, but I did think it was overall kind of clunky, and while it did have some fun and unique ideas, it didn't feel like it stuck the landing, but I did say I'd be happy to take a look at the sequels, as I knew that there were a couple more attempts at Digimon fighting games after the first outing. This next one was released in 2004, and this time it was multi-platform, which isn't really something we've seen much of from the Digimon franchise up to this point. But this is where we also saw a new take on the Digivolving mechanic, some new Digimon to play as, a completely new playstyle, and was ready for a whole new generation of friends just trying to have a good time with a party brawler. Now, I know some people disagree with my take on the first game, which is fine. My mind hasn't really changed on that one, but we'll get there. But I was curious to see what I would think of the sequel, since I saw a lot of comments about it saying that they thought it was a significant downgrade over what came before. I wonder if this trend of us disagreeing is going to continue. Let's find out as we take a look at Digimon Rumble Arena 2.
Hello.
But first, now I know we've been gone a while, but trust me, I've been busy. The real world's been making it hard to work on videos, but it's coming together again, and one thing that's been helping me get the energy I need to get back on track is my partners over at G Fuel. I drank a lot of energy drinks back in college, but these days I need something that'll give me the energy I need without all the sugar you usually get with those energizing elixirs, and G Fuel has the great mixture of vitamins and caffeine to keep me moving, but keeping those crashes and jitters away. You can get G Fuel in cans, but I'm more of a powder man myself, and it helps that they have so many great flavors to choose from, like the pina colada flavor of Miami Nights, the refreshing citrus strawberry of the cadenza flavor inspired by Persona 3 Reload, and even the taste of rock candy from the Miku Sweet Melodies flavor inspired by everybody's favorite little digital creature. Probably a better call than making it leek flavored. Just add the powder with some water to your favorite shaker, mix it together, and you're good to go. And if you want to try out any of these great flavors for yourself, you can use my link in the description and use my code Wayneisboss to get 20% off your online order. You get great energy drinks and you help out the channel. Thank you once again to G Fuel, thank you for listening, and now, back to the video. As I mentioned earlier, this game was not tied to just one platform like the first. It had versions for the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and the original Xbox, and I got the last one for a couple of reasons. First, I have a lot of attachment to the PS2, but it was the weakest platform of its generation, though I'm not sure that had much of an effect on this specific game, but I already know for a fact being on the PS2 ain't gonna help it. Also, I just never found a PS2 copy. Second, the GameCube version is stupidly expensive nowadays, and finally, the green on the box art just matches really nicely with the Xbox case. I just think it looks good. The backwards compatibility on Xbox 360 helps too, and while emulation from OG Xbox to 360 could often be spotty, here it seems to work just fine, except for the fact that this is clearly just stretching out the picture to fit a widescreen aspect ratio. I tried this on multiple 360 consoles, I tried to adjust the settings, but it wouldn't really let me, and my brain worms were just in a frenzy after all of this. If there's a setting on the 360 that lets you keep this from happening and just keep the game at 4:3, I couldn't find it, but at least for the purpose of using this footage, I can always just fix the stretching issue myself. Here, just give me 1 second, and there. Now we can enjoy the upscaled resolution without the width of everything being increased by like 30%. At least there's some pretty good UI on display here. I actually started appreciating the way a game's interface is laid out when I was a kid, especially with games like DDR. I'm not sure if you've noticed. I don't know, it's a decent menu. The icons are lively and the background warps in and out to transition between modes. It also kind of reminds me of the internet tunnels from our war game. The one thing I'll critique here though is the announcer.
Knockout battle! Survive until the end to win!
His voice is fine, but the effect is flat. I do think that adding a bit of an echo to it would help add a sense of scale or eventfulness to the whole thing.
Ready, rumble!
The modes we have on display here are what you would expect. A training mode where you can get familiar with the controls, a multiplayer mode where you can duke it out with friends, and a single player mode where I got things started. You get a decent amount of starting characters to choose from, like the entire lineup of partner Digimon from Digimon Adventure, but also Guilmon, Flaymon, so we're getting a little Digimon Frontier representation in there, and Vmon. We're already seeing a couple of characters that were cut from the first Rumble Arena. No Wormmon, no Renamon, no Intmon, and probably the worst lost, no Terriermon.
Moment time.
More like no Mentai. We did get the partners that were missing the first time around though, letting us play as Tentomon, Palmon, Biomon, and Gomamon, so you know, you win some and you lose some, and I can accept an outcome that lets you play as this little guy. This single player arcade mode has a non-linear structure. You always start at the same stage against what I believe is a randomized opponent, and as you win matches, you can choose to move higher along this grid of possible battles for a tougher challenge, or lower on the grid for something easier, letting you decide how hard you want the matches to be to a degree. And the matches themselves are a lot of fun, actually. Talk about a step up. The animations are smooth, the action feels so much faster, the moves at our disposal are far more varied, and what's more, the Digivolving mechanics are way more fun to use in this game. Let's take it from the top. You have two basic attacks to use, normal attacks and special attacks. Normal attacks will usually be basic melee, something simple to lay down a bit of damage, and given their simple and quick nature, they can be strung together in combos very easily. Special attacks are moves that are more specifically catered to the Digimon you're currently controlling. So Agumon will use a fire-charged Pepper Breath, or Palmon will use her Poison Ivy Claws, and you'll notice pretty quick that a lot of specials also resolve around ranged attacks, letting you deal damage from a distance and keep your opponent from getting too close. You can also use the special attack as a finisher to a combo, laying down a little extra damage and having an additional effect that I'll touch on later. And there was more effort put into adding directional-based inputs to create new attacks. So if you're playing as Gatomon, you can use your special attack and use a laser that can daze your enemy, but holding down while pressing the same button will result in a flurry of claw attacks. And there are directional combos like this for special and normal attacks, and they can take a lot of different forms, leading to many different effects that can be used to break an enemy away from you if they're getting too close, or can even launch them upwards. Jumping feels good, the movement is fluid. I actually did find that if you get yourself above an enemy, you can launch yourself down at them and it deals a lot of damage. It would run the risk of being broken, but thankfully a lot of characters have upward swinging attacks that can counter this, but it is still really useful if you're going up against someone who's not prepared for it. So it seems like the overall gameplay is really improved from last time, lending to a quicker and more fluid feel. But there's one definitive element of the Digimon franchise that was introduced in the first title that I think this game really capitalizes on.
Let's get scratching.
Digivolving is one of the most unique mechanics a Digimon fighting game could offer, and the idea was fine in the original, letting you power up and enjoy using a more powerful form for a limited time, but for Rumble Arena 2, the prospect of this feature was, well, evolved. Each player has a Digimeter along with their health, much like before, but you don't fill it up just by dealing and taking damage. Normal attacks won't actually do much to help you here, but special attacks will cause these little blue orbs to explode from your opponent. By picking these up, you can fill up your Digimeter, and getting hit doesn't deplete your meter either, so the orbs aren't like siphoning the energy force from your enemies, but they can actually pick these up to fill up their own meter too if you don't grab them quick enough. Once your meter is full, you can hit the R button and Digivolve, and now the entire game doesn't just stop in place and wait for one player to finish doing their thing. The game keeps going on around them, so other players can fight, gather spheres, or chase after items during the transformation, they just can't harm the evolving character. What's more, each character has multiple forms to evolve into, starting at Rookie, but as they continue to fill up their Digimeter, they can Digivolve to Champion, then to their ultimate form. Well, depending on the Digimon, that is. Some Digimon have Mega forms that are too popular to exclude, so in their cases, their ultimate form is skipped. Agumon will Digivolve into Greymon after filling the meter once, and into War Greymon after filling it twice. Yeah, that means a few forms are excluded, like no Were Garurumon or Metal Greymon, but would you really rather play as War Growlmon than as Gallantmon? Yeah, I didn't think so. The way this mechanic works now gives you a constant goal to work towards, making you move all over the stage as you attack the opponent from every angle while also trying to collect orbs, land attacks that will spawn them, and when you've achieved your new form, you're rewarded for your skill with a new set of powerful moves to work with, as each Digimon, even at higher stages, all have special movesets that will often build off of their previous form, but Mega level Digimon especially feel satisfying to control as they can really lay down some pain. Digivolving is not an instant win button though. The game isn't so unbalanced that a higher level Digimon will immediately stomp anything under it. Each player at a lower level form still has the ability to bite back, and if they can deplete your health bar, you'll lose a stock, and if you lose all of those, you've lost the game. When you lose a life, assuming you still have more to revive with, you'll respawn and be brought back down to the form preceding the one you were defeated in, and you'll need to build your Digimeter back up to evolve again. But just like in the first Rumble Arena, if you fill up your Digimeter while already at your highest possible form, you can then use the meter to perform an ultimate attack, which can deal deal a ton of damage and be a huge asset in a scrap. You can even use a special bonus attack when you're in your highest form too, further adding to the pool of moves at your disposal and incentive to take advantage of Digivolving. What's more, you have more defensive options to choose from this time too. You can actually use the Digimeter for more than just Digivolving. If you're able to break away from the fighting for a bit, you can actually use a button combo to deplete your Digimeter and fill up a bit of your health bar. You can guard to avoid getting juggled by too many attacks, and of course, what's a good party brawler without the ability to grab your opponent and send them flying? I did notice one issue with the grab mechanic though. See, you have a bit of an aerial recovery most of the time after being thrown, but like, only if you bounce off the ground at least once? What is this, like table tennis rules? If someone grabs you and throws you over a ledge and you don't hit anything on your way down, you are not getting back up. It's a good strategy to use in the sense that it's a broken mechanic that you can exploit, so I'm sure Melee fans would really like this one. There's a pretty good amount of stuff going on here, moves to memorize, strategies to use, and mixing it all up with the unique ways stages are put together makes for a surprisingly in-depth experience. I will say though, not all stage hazards are created equal. You'll have stages like the Rubber Tree Falls, where you can bounce on the trees and have to make it to more solid terrain, or the Cannery, which has one of the funniest hazards where you can get stuck in a machine that will seal you into a cannon and you have to bounce around for a while before returning back to normal. But then you also have Danger Gulch. Now don't get me wrong, I like the vibes of this stage a lot. That said, you not only have to contend with these exploding barrels and windows that will send you rocketing through the air like Bandai throwing out every opportunity to make new Digimon content, but you also have these minecarts that will come bolting down these tracks and are weirdly easy to get hit by and will instantly kill you. Yeah, call me crazy, but I do not think this stage would be legal in tournaments. There's also items that can be grabbed and used throughout these matches too, but a lot of them are more like events than objects to wield. As the fight rages on, you can snag one of these that will have a variety of different effects, like filling up your Digi or health meters or raising them to their max, buffing your attack, or adding a burning effect to your character, or just making you temporarily invincible outright. You can also grab Digi-change Digivices that have different kinds of effects that everyone on the stage will get hit by at once. Sometimes the effect will be Digivolving everyone, de-Digivolving them, or Digivolve you depending on how well you're doing in the match. Lightning can be summoned from the sky, everyone who didn't grab the device will fall asleep, health bars can be shuffled, the character you're controlling can be temporarily swapped, or we do this, I guess. Sure. The coolest one though is when the Digivice summons Phantommon, who will start floating around the stage and instantly killing anyone he touches. It adds such a great layer of intensity to the fight, but he can still be avoided if you're skilled enough at fighting and avoiding him at the same time. Overall, the items are fine, and I don't think that they spawn too frequently, but some of the items with the more obnoxious effects feel like they last just a little bit longer than they need to, and again, I'm really not sure what inspired the choice behind this one here. This game is definitely not perfectly balanced, so you ain't gonna be seeing this at EVO anytime soon. But it does feel like there was plenty of thought put into how much content they could pack into a game like this. Within reason. That said, there is still some unlockable content to uncover. As you finish out matches in the campaign, you can choose which direction you want to move on to, and from there, you can progress yourself to the end, but along the way, you might be met with a few surprises. At random, starting a match on this grid could trigger a special event like a surprise character you need to face, a new game mode, or even an unlockable stage. For characters, you can unlock Black Agumon, Black Gabumon, and Black Guilmon, but first you have to beat them in battle by just kind of accidentally running into them throughout the single player. They play a lot like their standard counterparts, but they do have unique voice acting and a couple of special attacks not shared by their more popular versions. There's only one extra stage to unlock this way, that being the Ice Palace, and it's actually a pretty fun one. The ice physics are balanced with actual solid ground, and the way you can mess with the environment here is a lot of fun. But then there's all the extra game modes you can unlock that they just randomly activate as you make your way through the stages. Your basic mode is the stock matches. Knock out all your opponent's lives to win. Simple. And there's a timed mode too, where you stack up KOs against your rival, and whoever has the most when the timer runs out wins. King of the Hill tasks you with earning points by staying in the allotted zone. First 1 to 20 points wins. This mode is especially fun on the auto-scrolling level, where the mix of the changing landscape and moving hill adds to a really chaotic and always moving match. There's Keep Away, where you have to earn 20 points by holding onto an egg and keeping it away from everyone else. Collection, where you have to collect 50 points worth of eggs as they scatter across the stage. Poison, where you have to pass around a cheese touch that's constantly draining the holder's health. Little versus Big, where you can only Digivolve Digivolve by beating the already evolved player on the field, Crazy Chase, where you have to chase down Kulumon and grab him 20 times, and I hate this one because he's always floating around, and the more players that are involved, the more it just kind of feels like actually grabbing him is just random. The most interesting mode, in my opinion, though, is the Digi Race. Here, you have to be the first one to Digivolve to your maximum form 3 times. I think this mode best takes advantage of the mechanics on display in a fun and interesting way that also capitalizes on Digivolution, one of the defining traits of the series, and mixes it together in a really compelling competition that not only asks you to attack your opponents well, but also to do so with special attacks that you can use to fill up your Digimeter while also defending yourself so you don't get sent back to a previous form or have to waste your meter on healing. If you ask me, this might be the most well-realized mode of the game, and it makes a great use of everything on offer.
Let's get scratching.
These modes are really fun to mess around with. My only gripe is that unlocking them can take a really long time because as far as I know, they can only be added by having them very randomly dropped on you in the middle of the single player, and you have to win whatever match suddenly has these new rules on your first try, and you can make entire runs through this single player mode without anything new even showing up. It's one of those choices that feels deliberate as a means to pad out how much time it takes to unlock all the extra content to make the game feel like a bigger package, and it's a shame because the content present here is good and in many ways a big improvement over its predecessor. But you really have to grind that single player mode to get them. And grinding to unlock new stuff is not a new thing to fighting games, not even for the best of them, but this would be a lot more forgivable if you could unlock them by playing the multiplayer and not just by yourself. But once again, this isn't the only game in the genre to handle it this way. And at least unlocking the last few characters through single player makes sense to me. The easiest route doesn't lead to a specific boss, you just kind of get a final fight and a pat on the back, but the routes building up from there will land you a different boss battle depending on the difficulty of the path you've chosen. Neemon, Duskmon, Malomyotismon, Diaboromon, and my favorite face-stabbing mascot character, Omnimon. No matter which one of these guys you're fighting, the battle takes place on the same final stage, which you can unlock by beating a route with a boss. The Chaos Wasteland, which I kid you not is just a terrifying landscape stuck within the storm that is the D-Reaper from Digimon Tamers. I love this as a concept. It sucks as a stage though. Final destination, this is not. There's so many hazards constantly going haywire, the pillars of the stage are falling off into the void below, and the problem with how easy it is to throw people into a freefall they can't recover from is at its absolute worst here. The background is cool though, and yeah, you get to unlock all these boss characters to use in the other modes, and they're a ton of fun with really cool special effects like de-digivolving your opponents or teleporting around, and you can't make me not love playing as Omnimon. I've adored him since I was a kid. One thing I did notice though is that when you finish up a run of the single player, the Digimon you played as is put on display and you get a triumphant little shot of them, but why are some of them so shiny? I thought it was an emulation thing on 360, like maybe a shader wasn't loading right, leading to the effect, but nope, I loaded this up on an original Xbox and got the same thing, so I really don't know what went wrong here. The game does have good presentation overall. I love the character models and how well they translate the designs I remember watching on TV to 3D. I think the stages are fun, and the overall display they offer is really pleasing to the eye. And when you spike a character and send them plummeting into the ground below you, I did not add that sound effect, it is just in the game. The one thing this game doesn't do better than the first would be the music. The OST fits in just fine here, but nothing comes close to the best tracks from that first game. It really did have some bangers. Speaking of the first Rumble Arena, I got a few comments on that video saying I didn't really give the game due credit because I was reviewing it almost entirely from the angle of a single player experience, which is not really fair when talking about a game so heavily based on multiplayer. And you know what? You're right, that's a fair point, and I hear you. Which is why for this video, I kidnapped my roommates and forced them to play both Rumble Arena games with me. Please! Oh my! This just skewered her. You're doing a really good job fighting the wall there, buddy.
I know, thank you.
Rock! I am basic, so I'm picking Agumon. Partially because he's orange. But I just want it to be on the record that I'm very sad because I'm not playing Gabumon, and he's a good boy too. Oh man, it's your boy, Wargreymon. Yeah, I will let you Digivolve real quick.
I'm trying. I'm button mashing right now. There we go.
It really does just stop the entire fight dead in its tracks. Oh my god! No, 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 no! Wait. Oh, I confused myself. No! Get over here!
I said Digivolve.
Bunny box.
I look so stupid and cute. No, jeez! No!
Give me jeans! Give me jeans! Oh, right, we're not doing. Okay. Give me nukes! Give me nukes!
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god, I hate this stage.
No, this is fantastic.
This is not tournament legal.
The way I got slapped!
I like.
The way it stops everything.
Trying to. This. What are you gonna do with this intimidating guy waddling at you?
You're gonna Digivolve.
Alright, come here.
No, get away from me!
No, wrong way. Everything is so slow.
I said Digivolve! Get away from me, please.
Oh, right.
Oh god! Hang on, I can't get you.
I just.
I love this stage.
This is the game of interruptions.
No, I love it. I'm so here for it.
Oh god. I forget what your ultimate attack.
Perish! What? Come on, please. You have to.
Is that it?
I don't know.
Is it the kick? Yeah. Oh.
Yay.
You smoked me. But do you have guns?
No gun.
I have guns.
No! Run away, little Patamon. No! Please, why do I take 8 years to get up?
Now.
Oh my god! Imagine if the Digivolving took off the timer. Alright, guys. What did we think of Digimon Rumble Arena?
Why does he have Pum Pum Purin on his shoulders?
What did we think of Digimon Rumble Arena?
It was fun. Wayne, can you take my handcuffs off now?
No!
Okay, so I think Digimon Rumble Arena on the PlayStation 1 was a very interesting experience. 3 out of 10. Danger Gulch, Lava Lake, Pier 47.
What about Pier 45?
You mean 46? Ice Palace.
I don't care about
Chaos
46.
Wasteland.
What's funnier that you chose the final boss arena?
Good. Let me get you. Let me get you. No, don't Digivolve. Yeah.
No! No! I can't recover if I don't hit the ground first!
This one's good. I like this one. This
one's more fun.
This one's a good time.
This one, you feel like you're actually moving.
Game speed fast. I'm
What?
scared.
Wait, what?
I'm scared. No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no, Nathan. Nathan.
What have you done?
Oh god.
Wait, I can't jump. Why can't I jump?
Wait.
Let me out.
What happened?
Let me out. All right.
Stop it!
Oh. Dang, I have negative points.
I have 2 negative points. I have negative 2 points. I have negative 1 point. Oh, I swap my controls one more time, Nathan. Swap my controls one more time. You are banned from this character.
Hey, quit adding to the problem.
No! Where's the hill?
What hill are we kinging?
There it is.
I love the immediate evaporation when you get KO'd. Where am I? Oh, I just died. Oh, no, I didn't know. I just jumped off the edge, please.
I like how when you Digivolve in this one, though, it doesn't stop the entire game from playing.
Yeah, everything can actually just, like, other people can do stuff.
Dang.
No! Oh, wait, we're going back the other way now, guys!
Chaotic, I love this.
No! You're just a big bully. He's just a bully!
Yes.
No! Amanda's taking the lead! No, she cannot win!
We weren't paying attention!
No.
Yeah! Boxing cactus!
Yeah, you're a bully with that kid.
Please get up. There we go.
He's just picking me up and throwing you.
Hey, get away from me! Hello?
What?
Get me out of here! Get me out of here!
Oh my god!
You can see why it's called the cannery.
Yeah! Yeah, that's so good.
No.
Ooh!
Well, alright, gang. What did we think of Digimon Rumble Arena 2?
That one was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed that.
Alright, so we playing number 3?
It's a quest for another time.
See you next mission. I said Digivolve.
I said Digivolve! We all collectively had way more fun with the second game. Faster paced, more varied content, better movement, and so many moves and modes and forms to play with. I think the first game did a fine job. I do like that game, and I think it holds a great sense of charm that you really only get from that generation of systems, but just for the fun factor alone, this is the one that I'll be picking up to have a blast with my friends. You know, assuming I ever get the free time to goof off around with them in a game like this to begin with. For any diehard fans out there, I can gladly recommend Digimon Rumble Arena 2. Yeah, it's not the greatest party brawler out there, but I would consider this one a success, and I'm really glad I got to play this one. There were more Digimon fighting games made after this, but this was already a detour. Most of those are handhelds. I've got my own plans for that sort of thing. We will get to them. And besides, I know what you're really waiting for. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. It's still gonna be a little while. I got a few other small videos that are gonna happen in the meantime, but I'm working on the big one now. Until then, remember that my top tier patrons get to see these videos 2 days early. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, whichever you prefer. Links in the description, and of course, as always, spread the word, tell your friends, and until we see each other again, thank you so much for watching. See you next mission. Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. I know that it has been very dry on the channel this year, and I'm working on fixing that problem. My stamina for being able to work on videos has taken a huge hit just in this passage of time. So while Digimon World 3 is currently in the works right now, and I am going to get that video out this year, you know, that one is going to take some time, so I'm gonna be working on some smaller stuff in the meantime so that you all still have some content actually coming out onto the channel while I work on the big thing that I know everybody is waiting for. I want to be able to do both, and I really need to be able to get my brain and my body back into the creation space when it comes to all of this. Of course, I would not be able to do all of this if it wasn't for the tremendous support that I get from all of you, the people that watch, the people that share, the people that like and subscribe and comment, all of that good stuff. I don't think you realize just how much that really does help, and that support goes a really long way. And of course, I do have to especially thank my Patreon supporters and give a very special shout out to my current top tier patrons. This month they are Brendan Hess, Earl Valco, I've sent my evil clone to find some helium, Jazzy Jefferson, Jeremiah Harrison, Kernium, Lederick, McKenzel, Mitch Pym, Patricia Marcoux, Seraph13, Cinderin7, Snapkick, and Cirrus the Skeptic. Thank you all so much. I cannot overstate just how much it means to me that you have stuck with me just through what a troublesome year this has been. You all make this possible, and you make it worth it. With all of that said, got plenty of work to do. See you next mission.